book and tell us why they wrote it. Rick Buckler, former drummer, and Bruce Foxton,
Hi, Gary.
former bass slapper. Now, we're here on stage...
Bass slapper?
Both bass slapper, yeah.
Right.
That's what I said.
Right.
Now, here we are on stage at the Marquee, but this isn't the Marquee, the famous Marquee, where the band
Sadly not. Sadly not. It's been long knocked down, apparently. But there you go.
Now, my first question has to be to both of you, you know, why another book on the Jam? I mean, wasn't Paolo Hewitt's A Beat Concerto meant to be, you know, the sort of authorised biography? Rick, can we start with you?
Yeah, it was, really. But, I mean, our involvement was quite minuscule in that, really. And there's been other books written, you know, by people outside of the Jam who've given their account of things. And we thought it was about time that we actually did put our side of the story, you know.
The Jam's still got such a huge following anyway. You know, young people are still buying the records. I mean, like the Greatest Hit album, which was out, or Greatest Hits album,
There were a few.
which was out,
There were a few.
which was out 2 years ago, sold like 300,000 plus now. And it's just an incredible interest still out there.
The Jam for that era portrayed that era better than any other band, probably.
Reading the book for me, I mean, there was things that that I didn't even know. One which really surprised me was that the Jam actually auditioned for Opportunity Knocks. Is this true?
It is.
I'm afraid so, yeah.
Tell me more, tell me more. And you didn't get through?
No, they didn't want us, no.
Did you feel, Rick, Bruce, that the
Hello,
band...
I'm over here.
Did you feel that, you know, that not only the Jam, but, you know, the rest of the bands, the Clash and the Pistols, were changing things?
I think so. I think so. I mean, it was just like the old new broom. It really was time, you know, sort of mid-70s for a good old clear-out of existing bands that were around. It was all a bit too staid, a bit boring. It was a very exciting time. I mean, I think when we first went to the 100 Club and saw bands like the Clash and the Pistols, we were just about getting on the London circuit ourselves, and I think it really gave Paul a really strong direction into how the Jam should carry on from there.
Toilet humour played a very large part in the Jam's history. Again, something that I didn't know. It's a bit of an eye-opener, this book. Rick, do you want to tell us the Damned story?
Do I have to?
Yes. In a nutshell.
All right. Well, we'd heard through the grapevine that the Damned got their album out, and we'd just got our album out, and we'd heard through the grapevine they were going to send us a copy of the album, and we thought, you know, we sort of heard that it was going to be a bit outrageous what they were going to do to it. So we weren't going to be outdone. So, do I have to tell this story? This is disgusting. I don't want to tell this story.
It's okay, your mum won't be watching it.
It's late-night TV.
So, you know, we decided we'd send them a copy of our album, which we did, you know, plus a few extras. You know, I had to go to the loo to do that, but, I mean, it sat in the out tray over the weekend, I believe, before it got posted. And, of course, I think Monday morning I was saying we actually received this thing from the Damned, and it was just had Jam smeared on the inside of it and a few silly drawings, you know. And we've gone right over the top, basically.
I mean, do you feel that the Jam realised their full potential? Do you think there could have been more to be done?
Well, it is, obviously, a lot of water's gone under the bridge since, you know, Demise of the band in '82. But, yeah, I think Rick and myself would tend to feel that, I mean, we were very quality control conscious in terms of what we released, you know, single by single. I totally agree that it was nice to go out at the top with a #1 album, #1 single, etc. But having said that, I think we still had another year or so left in us.
Rick, can you remember what your reaction was when, you know, Paul sort of like decided to pull the plug on the band?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a blow. It was almost one of those things that you don't believe, you know, and I don't think it actually really sank in until, you know, the Jam had their last party. We'd done all the last tour, you know, the gigs and everything, and Wembley and such on. And then realising that there was, you know, nothing else.
Do you subsequently feel bitter about, you know, the way that you've been sort of treated from the Weller camp?
Not bitter, because, I mean, you know, we don't hold Paul responsible for our careers now. Obviously, I mean, you can theorise about why he called it a day, again, till the cows come home. If it was to go off and join the Style Council...
There's cows going on.
Right. The Style Council, then he probably was right, because I don't think Rick and myself, although we could have adapted ourselves as musicians to that style of music, it really wasn't our cup of tea.
But there hasn't been much contact, in fact, very, very little with Paul himself. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, that's been something that's mystified us. You know, 'cause we broke up amicably enough. I mean, we, you know, accepted the fact that Paul wanted to go off and do something different and what have you. But when it came to sort of say hello, you know,
Yeah, the social
Christmas
side of
cards
things
and
was
yeah,
really
we thought,
bemusing, wasn't it?
yeah, we thought that might have carried on, you know, but we just found it very, very difficult to keep in touch with him. He made no effort to keep in touch with us. Let's put it that way.
Remember Steve?